I'll call the meeting to order. For first order of business on the agenda, and there are no guests or anybody to welcome, right? Nobody else?
No, there's no guests.
Okay. The item to consider is item number 3, the coronavirus issues that the district is facing. Who's going to do that?
I'll do it. I'll start it off, and just to brief the board. The County of El Paso has shut down all their operations here in El Paso starting this morning, the courthouse, all their satellite offices, and so on. We're waiting. We think the city of El Paso is going to follow suit and close down. I've informed, I came and met with our employees, and I advised them that we are essential workers, and we have an obligation to deliver irrigation water to our constituents and the city of El Paso. And, I don't have any problem. Everybody's on board. We continue with the office hours as usual here, 8 to 5 and 8 to 4 on Fridays. And so I just wanted to assure the board that we continue on with providing the services that we're required to do.
Yeah, I think that's important, and of course, what we need to be aware of is that we follow all the protocol that everybody's saying, and be sure with the hand washing and all of the things that the CDC is telling us that we need to do, except stay at home, because we don't have a lot of foot traffic coming in there, but still, nor do we come in contact with a lot of people. But just constantly remind people, wash your hands. Hear anybody sneeze, get away from them, and if you start sneezing, let us know right away. Just the basic, normal, everyday health stuff, only exaggerated, I suppose. So if they're all aware of that, and we need to keep iterating it, we'll need to use the Travis Johnson rule. We can't say it enough, so just keep saying it redundantly. But we can't stop. That's our problem. We absolutely can't stop it. We shut the dam up there, and if we do that, you might as well kiss everybody that's raising crops down there goodbye. So,
right.
I think you've done the right thing, and any questions or anything that I can add to it, well, just give me a call.
Okay, and we are adding a drop box outside the doors, so a lot of the public don't want to come in. We've had one or two that have voiced, well, can you all come out and get your payment out here? So we're putting together a drop box outside our offices that'll be secured, and nobody will be able to get into it. And of course, we'll check it first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening before we leave.
Yeah. Good idea. That's a good idea, because people are afraid to go in public offices with good reason. With good reason. So
I will tell you, my oldest son is a retired fireman here from El Paso, and he took a job with the governor's task force that on safety and on such things as we're facing now. And he's keeping me briefed on what the governor's doing. And, the governor came close. He had a debate over the weekend as to whether to shut the whole state of Texas down. And he did not do it because there's a lot of counties that don't have the COVID-19 yet in their areas. We have 10 cases here in El Paso. 4 of them are at Fort Bliss. Those 4 are officers that traveled from New York here to the base and got contaminated. And the other 6, there's 3 in San Elizario area. It's a family, a man and wife and a daughter that came from New York. And then the latest 2 cases are an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old that traveled from Spain. So that's what we have here. Anyway, yeah. I'm in constant communication with my son, and he's keeping me briefed on giving me the heads up as what they're discussing with the governor. And so far, he has flirted with the idea of shutting down the state, but so far he has not.
Right. Well,
Dewey, this is Larry. Hey, make sure all the employees, when they go fuel up or whatever they do, to take a wipe and wipe that fuel where they're putting fuel. Here in California, everybody's doing it. I mean, just clean. Make sure you clean where you touch that fuel. You know what I mean? That's a bad area, the fuel pumps. Okay.
Are you in California, Larry?
Yeah, I'm down here. Yeah, I'm here in the valley, and they've got reported about there's about 18 cases, I think, in all these counties down here. But everybody's keeping real good track on it. You hardly don't see no people on the roads, the social distance and everything, and it looks like it's kind of working a little bit. So they're having bigger problems of L.A. and San Francisco, where the people are more cracked. But here in the valley,
it's of course. What I was going to say, the governor shut the state down, and there was a deal on CNN or somebody this morning showing the beaches up there, and it didn't shut down the people on the beaches. They were packed.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but here people are listening. They're staying 6 feet away from each other. Everybody's wiping everything down. You go into the grocery store, everybody wipes their carts down and everything. So everybody's taking their part and doing it. And I think we better, you know how it all happens. It always starts in California, and it falls all over the places, So.
Well, that's good. I mean, everybody needs to do what they can. I hope the hell they don't shut the state down in every other place, because it's. I don't know how they're going to recoup, and whatever. If everybody does what you're talking about doing, it's going to reduce it a huge amount. So
right.
That's the key. So anyway, all right. Well, item number 4 to the small tax and taxes. I read that agenda item.
Right. And I
you
just
want to explain it?
Yes, I just wanted to. We haven't had anybody approach us yet on maybe waiving or us giving them an extension on paying their taxes. I will tell you that the electric company, the gas company, the El Paso Water has given extensions to people, and I just wanted to check with you all. Like I say, I have not been approached by anybody as of yet, but I just want to be prepared if I do get confronted with, hey, can I get an extension on paying my taxes, and but I still want my water? How you all feel about that? And this would be done only with people that have paid their taxes up to this portion, up to before 2019.
Well, taxes are a little different than utilities and stuff like that, and I think we need a legal opinion on that, because whether or not we can or not, and maybe we can or we can't, but without really knowing whether we legally can, I wouldn't even venture to say what to do.
Okay.
Taxes are different.
All right. And I've got to call in to Jim. He tried calling me back a little while ago. I want to discuss it with Jim, and then I'm going to discuss it with Maria.
Sure. And maybe Phil. And maybe Phil, too. Phil's really versed on those kind of things, too. So,
okay.
I talked to all of them and kind of make sure. I'd even talked to Renee. I mean, he's Texas lawyer, too. So I just want to make sure that we're not violating the law and doing so.
Yeah, well, like Chewy and I talked about, we set it up was we did that on purpose. The way it's here is that you guys aren't waiving any taxes. You're just the only thing you're allowing them. This is a board decision, it's not a tax decision. You're just allowing whether you're going to continue with the policy that they can't receive any water prior to the payment of the 2019 assessment. So their penalties still apply. We didn't touch any of the tax code. We just did it under the water part, where you guys decide There's nothing in the tax code that says you have to deny them water.
Well, yeah, okay. I hadn't thought of it in that aspect, but you're right about that. what do the rest of the board members think about that?
Hey, this is Art, and my question is, the taxes, they have all until February 1, correct, Chewy?
Well, it's a little more complicated. That's before they receive a delinquent and start getting penalties and interest. So we're not changing any of that. All we're doing is, you guys have a policy that if you haven't paid your assessments in full, you can't receive any water.
Correct.
We're asking if you want to waive that temporarily, so that at least they could water. They still have to pay it, and
right.
and I assume that if they didn't pay it by next year, you wouldn't waive it next year. Obviously they. So I think, and we did check in Rose's there. We checked to see if there was any major water users that hadn't paid, and I believe too you told me the answer was no. That it's only small water users that haven't paid.
Right now, it's mostly small tracts, and of course, our intentions are we're not going to advertise it. We just if it comes up, then I wanted to know how the board felt about.
Okay. Well, Chewy, for my part, here's what I think about it. I think they've had this whole year to pay. I think we ought to stay with the same policy. I don't see any reason.
That's the way I feel.
know these are exceptional times, but I think we ought to stay with the same policy.
I agree with Art, too, because it's really not an essential part, like your water bill or your electric bill, you know what I mean? It's not really that essential.
Okay. All right.
How about Miguel? What do you think, Miguel?
I'm on board. I think that's fine. I think we can keep the same policy. And if it gets more complicated, we can always.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay. I mean, that's fine. If it gets if there's an exception to the rule or whatever, we can address it later at the board action. But I think if nobody's asked or concerned about it, I think keep business as usual and keep it intact.
Okay. And George?
I tend to agree. I think they have every opportunity possible. They don't have to go and pay them on site or anything. They do it on the internet and credit card and whatnot. So I think it should be business as usual.
Okay. How many are there?
There are 118 that haven't paid yet.
Out of how many?
Out of
we have
32,000 accounts.
32,000.
33,000 accounts.
Yeah, see, less than one, a minuscule amount. Well, I agree with the other board members, too. I'm glad you said that because that was my feeling, but I didn't want to express it until after y'all. They've had plenty of time to do it, and they're not going to die if they don't get irrigation water. I mean, it's not anything essential, like you say. So, and they've had plenty of time to do it, and normally it's not a lot of money for somebody that has enough property to get irrigation water. They probably should be able to pay the $20 or whatever it is. So I think business as usual too. And of course nobody's asked you yet either, and you're concerned they're doing the right thing. But I think what difference? If they don't get irrigation water, they're not going to suffer. So
okay, I just wanted to make sure check with you all because it's different times, different circumstances in this world now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm glad you did. I mean, it's a totally different world. And the bad problem is I don't think we've seen anything yet because of this damn panic that's going on, and people are knee-jerk reaction every direction, and it's causing havoc. I mean, we're in meeting, so I won't discuss this, but anything else under item 4, then no action taken, I guess, right?
That's correct. Business as usual.
Okay.
If I can, Johnny.
Yeah, sure.
Make a request.
I just wanted to ask Chewy. I have a comment of those 180. I didn't realize the numbers. Just keep in mind, if it's in a ditch and they're a flat rater, whether they paid or not, they're going to open up them gates. And I don't know if we have some kind of a system of monitoring that or what, because
we've got.
But I know it'll catch up with them.
We're on board with that every year. We deal with that all the time, George. People that have leased out their water rights to the city or Lower Valley, and they still want to take water. So So we've got 2 enforcement agents out there, and plus Kathy. So yes, we're on top of that.
Yeah, I was seeing them in action before, but what I'm saying is they're going to keep doing that, but they're probably the same ones, is my guess. But I didn't realize it was only 180 out of what you say 22,000. Well, that's a really good record.
Yeah, and actually it's 118 out of 33,000 accounts.
Yeah, so
it's
almost the same odds as the coronavirus. Okay, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hey, Johnny,
I guess if there's nothing else.
Hey, Johnny,
yes.
Johnny, can I add anything? This is Miguel.
Before you adjourn, I just wanted to remind all the board members that the compact meeting has been canceled indefinitely. We don't know if it'll be rescheduled sometime in the summer. And, of course, the Cedar Rapids, Iowa trip is off also because that has been canceled.
Miguel, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just a quick comment. Back to item number 3 regarding the safety, not only of the public, but also specifically more of our operations and our people in the districts, especially in the office area. I know there's not much traffic, and a little bit I know that when they do show up, they show up in little bunches, let's say. Can we put something in place? I'm sure you already have, Chewy. Make sure there's hand sanitizers right there as you enter the door. And then maybe something like Costco does where you put a strip on the floor so you keep the 6-foot separation. I know people are doing it, but just so we don't have to tell them. That's just my suggestion.
Yeah, and we've got that covered. We've got Rose has ordered some rubber gloves for the girls and disposable gloves, and we've got some extra masks, and we've got Lysol. We've had a company come in and disinfect last week, so we've done quite a bit.
Oh, great! That's great news. I appreciate that, Drew.
Okay,
that's all I have.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Johnny, hold on just a second. I got something real quick on the deal with number 4 there, Chewy. Is there a drop box on your West Side office?
Yes,
or we notice on the board.
Yes, we have a drop box on the West Side, and we are going to put a special notice sign out in front.
Okay, well that's the last thing I wanted to ask, so I move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, do I hear a second? Art makes a second. All in favor say aye. All same sign. Motion carries. The meeting is adjourned.